Dungeons & Dragons is here. It's been around for a while. Don't call it a comeback, but it is very popular. And with that, some of us have to learn how to be good dungeon masters. And I don't know how to do it, so let's get some advice. So you are going to be dungeon mastering, or DMing, as cool people like to call it, a new campaign. I don't know that we can liken using the proper D&D parlance to what the cool people are doing, but I appreciate it. Cool is a subjective term. True. But when we do it, it's cool. You and I can make it cool. I don't know how to be a good dungeon master. I can be a player. Yes. Well, you know, I actually had the rare privilege of sitting around talking with Mercer and with Jeremy Crawford on during the weekend, where we were talking about setting up adventures and how to get the players involved and what makes a good DM. And I think the number one thing you have to remember, although this article, of course, is fantastic, is it is a collaborative medium. That you are creating an experience with your players, and the fact that you allow the players to have some agency in the story that's being told is what makes it fun for people that are on both sides of the table. I think when you sit down with just thinking, I'm going to inflict this narrative on you and I'm going to put all these rails and kind of force you to do what I want to happen, really limits everyone's experience. It limits the player's experience and it limits your own. Okay, I mean, I think there's such a temptation to do a lot of things, maybe not the right way. Yes. Which is to either be too nice or too mean. Yes. Or I think you have to be like a true neutral almost. Is that correct? Ideally, I mean, I've definitely had experiences with DMs where it was things like, well, I want to go through that door. Are you sure? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Well, it's locked. Well, I pick it. You can't pick it. Well, now we break it down. You know, like if you. That just sounds like they didn't prepare for what's beyond the door. But see, that's where all of the ad-libbing and being able to go with it comes in, because that's the whole point. It's if you've ever heard that quote that everybody's got a plan until they get hit. Basically, it's the same thing where you can have everything lined up. But I'll tell you a trick, newbie DMs out there. A lot of times, if you say, you come to the hallway and there's two doors, you can go left or you can go right, and you plan that the dragon's gonna be behind the door on the left, and they say, we're gonna go through the door on the right, just have the dragon be behind the door on the right and keep rolling. Yeah, that's it. They don't know. That's true. There's this idea that you created the world and they don't know if you've messed up, so never let them know. We do have a couple tips from someone you mentioned. I did. Matthew Mercer, who is the DM for Critical Role. He's a very good DM, everyone. You should definitely watch maybe even a one-shot he's done. Yes. And we talked to him in our Dungeons & Dragons field piece, which I think you should go watch. But here's what he had to say. A DM creates and directs a story for your friends to live and play in, and working with their ideas collaborates with them in real time to write the next chapter together. I find many folks enjoy balance of being told a good story, especially if it involves their character directly. Yes, we're all narcissists. And I want to influence and change the story you are telling. It becomes a game of push and pull between DM and players, where you are throwing the ball back and forth and weaving this tale together. Sometimes they just want to witness the tale you've made. And right when you have them on that hook, you present them with that wonderful question, so what do you do? Yeah. That's sometimes hard to grapple with. Definitely. Well, I think it's an interesting time right now that, again, I joked about not being able to use the parlance of what cool kids are doing with D&D, but it's true, it has gone very mainstream. And there's a lot of talk that's being done right now about the intersection between the therapeutic benefits of tabletop gaming and the way you can deal with like psychological things that you might not be able to deal with otherwise. Dr. Janina Scarlett's doing a lot of work in that arena. The cast of Clinical Role is doing a lot of work in that arena. And I think when you push too hard, you take that away from people. You remove people's ability to face things and work through things and learn about themselves and learn about you in the process. Yeah, so it's definitely got to have everybody has the chance to shine. Have you learned about yourself in the process? Not at all. I'm just a horrific narcissist, death and destruction and fire. But wait, no, not that. Don't tell my cast that. Well, you know what it is, believe it or not, you do honestly, when you are the voice of all the gods, when you're the seasons, when you're the rain, when you're the weather, as the DM is, and when you see whether or not you find you enjoy hurting people, or you enjoy making them laugh, or you enjoy letting them be heroic, that is, we really do find out a lot about who you are, and I find I like making people happy. Aw, that's a good thing to find out. I found out I'm kind of a jerk as a player. Audience, what kind of player are you? And have you ever DM'd a game? Do you have tips? Do you need tips? Please let us know your thoughts on Facebook and Twitter.